Legos, everyone's favorite construction toy. Who doesn't have fond memories of clicking these colorful, studded bricks together? I know I sure do, and there's nothing quite like building something out of Legos to make you feel like a kid again. As a fountain of youth and creative bliss, Legos are no fad, spanning multiple generations and still going strong. Whilst I was a young lad, I had a gigantic tote filled with thousands of individual bricks. I would dig through it for hours upon hours until my cuticles bled, building whatever my heart desired, limited only by my imagination. Sadly, some time ago, during my prepubescent teenage fetus years, I came to the false conclusion that Legos are stupid, so they're dumb babies, or I'm a grown-up cool kid, and regretfully ended up giving them all away. And looking at the price of Legos now, I don't think I'll be trying to recover that loss anytime soon. All I can do is look back on days past and remember the great, simpler times when I would come home from elementary school, kick off my shoes, and dive into a huge pile of Legos, into a world of my own creation. And if that thought alone isn't enough to get my nostalgia gears turning, when I found out there was a series of sets that combined both my love for Legos and my love for filmmaking, I just about exploded. Lego Studios! This had to be one of the most amazing things I'd ever seen. In the kit, you would get enough Legos to build a city street film set, some minifigs, and a Lego-themed USB webcam. Once you had your set built, you would hook the camera up to your computer, and you were well on your way to making movies. The way it worked is you'd have your set and your minifigs posed. You'd take a picture, move it a little bit, take a picture, move it a bit more, take another picture. Do this a couple million times, and when you played it back, it would come to life. You had to make sure you didn't get your hand in the frame, that nothing fell over and nothing moved that wasn't supposed to move. It was tedious as all hell, but it was my introduction to the art of stop-motion animation, and I was fascinated. And technically, I never actually had this specific set. I had the Lego Mindstorms kit. It came with a camera too, a blue camera, not a great camera.
Well, now you may be saying, Pat, you're a video game guy. What the hell are you talking about Legos for? Well, fuck you for one thing. I can talk about whatever the hell I want. I'm a more dynamic person than that. But you just hold your horses. I'm getting to the game. A game that tickles my nostalgia balls right up there with Crash and Spyro. And I figured what with the release of the new feature-length Lego movie that came out last month, which was actually just CGI, so who gives a fuck? Now is probably the best time to talk about it. And only about 6 people watching are probably gonna have any idea what the hell I'm talking about. But ladies and gentlemen, Lego Studios Backlot game.
Okay, now this better be worth it. I had to jump through a whole mess of hoops to get this shit to work. For one, this is an early 2000s browser game that runs in a really old version of Shockwave. Yeah, remember when Shockwave was a thing? And second of all, it turns out the good old folks at Lego.com decided to completely remove the game from their site a few years ago. So just the sheer fact I'm able to play it is an incredible miracle to behold. Okay, boy or girl, well...
Oh, gee. I don't really feel comfortable disclosing that kind of information. Is there a prefer not to answer option? I mean, I just don't want to be discriminated against. We say everybody's equal, but there's always a bias. I just don't want to miss out any opportunities or get a bum deal because of my private parts. Well, any more than usual.
Tits. So the game starts off and we're plopped in front of the gate to Lego Studios. The guard tells us to let us in once we find a map. Gee, I wonder, where are we gonna find a map? If only I knew where to find a map.
Well, fuck it, this is too hard.
Anyway, our first mission is to find Johnny Thunder's crap. Apparently he lost his binoculars, prop pistol, and hat. But being a pompous Hollywood douchebag, he assumes somebody must have stolen them, and blames the security guard, who doesn't really care enough to deal with the situation himself. So it's up to us to explore the back lot, find the props, and return them to Johnny Thunder.
Alright, yeah, so I remember this from my days playing this years ago. The binoculars are on top of the cherry picker.
But we need a key to activate it. Luckily, the guy fiddling with the lights right here has the key. So we give him a good zap, and there's the key.
You know, just for good measure, we should do that again, just to make sure he doesn't have anything else important.
Again! Do it again! Do it again! So we take the key, fire up the cherry picker, and there are the binoculars. Easy enough. Now just to find the pistol and hat. So we talk to Kurt Cobain over here, and he tells us he has a hunch that the hat must be somewhere behind the wardrobe department.
No reason, he just feels it must be there. He can just feel it.
On the way there, I noticed half a staircase and some boxes leading up to the balcony of the wardrobe department. So naturally, I tried to hop up there. And good lord, the controls are terrible!
And saying that is an understatement. The controls are hardly even existent. You're lucky if you can manage to make anything happen intentionally. It just seems like it's random chance whether you're gonna land somewhere useful or not. But for an old early 2000s Shockwave browser game, I can't really say I expected a whole lot.
I eventually managed to make it up to the balcony where this chick tells me that I'm pretty athletic. Turns out she's the tailor, and seeing as how we're a perfect fit for Johnny's costume, she asks if we'd like to try it on. Yeah, sure, why not? You know, if we can't manage to find the rest of the lame props, we can always just cause some trouble around the studio. And everyone will just think it's Johnny being an asshole thanks to the striking gender neutrality amongst the Lego folks. And surprise! It turns out we had Johnny's gun in our ass the whole time. Now just to find that pesky hat. Good thing the Lego version of me told me it must be somewhere behind the wardrobe department. And how important it is that we press control at it if we find it. I take it this is what he means by the back. So let's see what this guy has to say.
Yes, I know what happened to Johnny Thunder's hat, but I wasn't going to say anything. That stupid tour guide Elwood was playing in the old sets behind me. He was pretending to be Johnny Thunder. I saw him. I usually don't even talk to nobodies like you, but I'm feeling strange today. Maybe it was something I ate.
Wow, what an asshole.
So what do you know? There's Johnny hat.
I know this game is for kids, but it doesn't even try to challenge you. It just flat out tells you where everything is. There's Johnny Thunder's hat. Pick it up. I need more than this. Let's see what Bob the Prop Master has to say.
If you want to be a great filmmaker, you gotta know about the great old movies. There's some pictures of famous props in the corner over there. Tell me what movie they're from, and I'll give you a tip on how to get ahead in Hollywood.
Can this be it? My big break into Hollywood? I finally get to learn what it takes to make it in show business? My dream finally come true. I better study this closely.
All right, Ruby Slippers, Wizard of Oz, I'm pretty damn sure. Woo, got it.
Rosebud.
I'm gonna guess Citizen Kane, even though I've never seen it, but I've sure as shit heard enough about it. All right, yeah, 2 for 3. And Dinosaur? Well, what are the options? Jurassic Park 3, 1 million years BC, and Dinosaur. Well, all those movies do have dinosaurs. I don't know what makes one more valid than the other, judging by this picture. He said great old movies. 1 million years would be the oldest. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna guess. Jurassic Park. Are you kidding me? That was right? Great old movies?
Okay, I know Spielberg had his dick all over the place in the Lego Studios line. For Christ's sakes, he's in this fucking game. But if that isn't the most shoehorned thing I ever seen, I don't know what is.
Anyway, I got all his questions right, and Bob's amazing advice is that Hollywood types like having stuff done fast. Thanks. Real helpful, Bob. Fucking douchebag. Okay, so what the hell are we doing? Right. We gotta get Johnny Thunder his crap. Maybe he'll stop being a goddamn whiny asshole if he gets his junk back. In fact, he's so happy he offers us a job. Will we accept? Thinking about it now, I just don't really see myself working in the movie industry. So, nah, I'll pass. Too bad, you got the job anyway. Nobody says no to Johnny Thunder.
Fuck it.
The next day, we show up at the studio to perform the job we totally didn't want. Not sure why we bothered to come back. Looks like we're a slave to Hollywood.
Just like real life.
Ooh, flowers. Might as well go check out our locker number 264. I guess we're gonna need this radio, just control to pick it up and whoa. Okay, get the radio. Get the fucking radio. Get the radio. Come on. Okay. Oh god. Oh my. Holy shit. Well, I've successfully managed to lock myself in the locker. At least now I can get the radio.
Come in, kid. This is Tom, the assistant production manager. But you can call me boss. Get over here. We've got some really important stuff that needs to get done.
Well, I'd love to, Tam. I mean, boss. But I trapped myself in a locker. Just don't. I don't even fucking know. I was able to eventually free myself, took a quick shower, got hit by a car, and set off to figure out just what the hell Tam wanted. Get everybody's order, and then run over to the cafeteria and pick them up. Then bring them back here. Is that really what you needed me to hurry over here for? For people who love to have things done fast? It doesn't seem very time efficient to wait for my ass to show up to take everybody's order before anything can happen. Oh, and watch you don't step on the electrical cables. Okay, Tam, if you say so. I don't see why not. They look pretty insulated to me, but oh my god, dude, what the Anyway, I'm taking orders. What do you have? No thanks, kid. I don't need any coffee. And no thanks, kid. I don't need any coffee. No thanks, kid. I don't need any coffee. No thanks, kid. I don't need any coffee. No thanks. I don't need any coffee. Okay, you look asleep. Coffee's probably not gonna do it. Speaking of which, this guy over here is asleep. Maybe he could use some coffee. Too bad he doesn't tell me anything other than How about you? Did you want any coffee? Espresso. Finally. Good thing I had to rush over here to take everybody's order. I already talked to 7 people, and only one of them wants something so far. With a minority like that, I'd personally tell them to piss off. Well, there's some people up there on the scaffolding. I'm going to assume they're the ones that I should talk to. And it looks like this is quickly becoming a platforming game. And with these controls, I'm not even gonna try. Luckily, I found a bit of a bug where I can use the kickback from these shitty cables to launch myself up there. Latte. What do you want? Mocha. Okay, well, I think I talked to everyone. Let's head over to the cafeteria. There's just some empty cups laying around. Probably used and supposed to be in the trash. I'm sure they won't mind, though. Hollywood types aren't really the ones to complain ever. Okay, latte. So we bring all the coffee back. And that's level 2 finished. Once we leave the stage, some bitch on the radio tells us we need to wipe up her crap now. We need to figure out a way to get a stunt shot filmed with some alligators, get Rex, whoever that is, out of his trailer, and bust Frank, the scriptwriter's kneecaps for not finishing the script for today. Well, if we pop on this motorcycle suit, the guy guarding the alligator tank assumes we're Bart, the stunt guy. He lets us in and we have to perform the stunt sequence on camera. And good God, the controls! I managed to make it on my first attempt, but it must have glitched out or something because nothing happened. I tried to go back and then they assumed I must have fucked up. So I tried again and that time it worked. I then decided it would be a good idea to launch myself off a catapult because why not? And found a random piece of pie laying around.
Shit's getting weird. Fuck.
I gave the pie to this guy and he says it's Rex's favorite and would cheer him up enough to get him out of his trailer. Now just to find that cockknocker Frank and kick the script out of him. And after exploring the whole studio, I found him just hanging around the cafeteria sobbing uncontrollably. He tells us about how his crush Giselle doesn't even know he exists. And if only there were some way he could make her notice him. If only he had the courage to give her some flowers. Well, I remember picking up some flowers near the front of the studio. If only I knew who the hell Giselle was. Again, after exploring the whole damn studio, I found out she's right where I just was. And I give her the flower. Who is it from? Me.
Aw, you're sweet, but I think you're a little young for me.
Dang it.
The only way she'll accept the flowers if you say it's from Frank. And she's actually into that. She gives us a note, now we have to take it back to Frank. And to conclude the world's most annoying fetch quest, he gives us the script. Which we now gotta bring back to where we just were again, give it to Spielberg, and he promotes us to director?
I didn't even realize he'd have the authority to do that. And what the hell is running back and forth doing this stupid shit have anything to do with directing a movie?
What the fuck? You did it!
Well, that's LEGO Studios Backlot. It's only 3 levels long and you can beat it in like 10 minutes if you know everything you're supposed to do. I don't remember it being quite this shitty though, but when I finally got it running, it slapped me across the face with nostalgia. If you're like me and you actually played this game when you were a kid, it's a nice trip down memory lane, but if you haven't never heard of it, it's probably not gonna be the best time for you. I would only really recommend it for the weirdos like me, which I doubt there are very many of, and like I said, it took me forever to get this thing running, and you know, it's not really worth going out of your way to play it. You know, I don't think it holds up very well today, but you know, I still like it. But that may just be the nostalgia goggles talking. I'm just glad I was finally able to share it. It's been like 10 years since I even thought about this game. And, you know, with that said, I think that's about all I have to say. So, thanks for joining me on this adventure into my past. I hope you had fun. I'll see you next time.
Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed watching me play this crappy game and talking about it. That's just me feeling like fulfilling some nostalgia, okay? Anyway, if you want to see more of me, which I don't think you would, you can click right there and see my review of Spyro Enter the Dragonfly. And if you already saw that, you can click right there and see me talking about the Crash Bandicoot Resource toys from the late 90s. And if you already saw that, I guess you can click that button to go over to my Facebook and like me because I don't... If you already did that, you can hit the subscribe button. And if you already did that, you can hit the thumbs up. And if you